You may have heard Billie Eilish's song about it, but what actually is a sea cucumber? As it turns out, there are many creatures that share the common name, sea cucumber. So, let's explore one of the most fascinating members of this group. Welcome to this channel. This particular sea cucumber goes by the scientific name Holothuria. Sea cucumbers have a soft, elongated body that can range in length from a few centimeters to over 30 meters. When threatened by a predator, they can forcefully eject their sticky and odorous digestive contents through an opening near their anus. They help clean the seafloor by consuming algae, bacteria, and other microscopic organisms. You can also find them in the Mediterranean Sea and along the coast of South Africa. For example, they are often found in close association with bryozoans and other filter feeders, which create areas of high organic productivity. They reproduce by releasing eggs and sperm into the water in a process known as broadcast spawning. Some species have been known to live longer in stable environments, such as deep-sea hydrothermal vents. They spend their days buried in the sediment or attached to rocks or other hard surfaces. At night, they emerge to feed on organic matter, algae, and tiny organisms. They sweep the seafloor with their tube feet, which are small, flexible appendages that are used for locomotion and feeding. Each foot has a suction cup-like structure that allows it to attach to surfaces and move short distances. The bathyal zone receives very little light, and the water pressure is extremely high. This is the area of the ocean that is exposed to the air at low tide and submerged at high tide. The intertidal zone is a very harsh environment with constant changes in temperature and salinity. One type of sea cucumber that can be found in this zone is the acorn worm. From their unique feeding habits to their strange defense mechanisms and their importance in marine ecosystems, these creatures are truly fascinating. While they face numerous threats from human activities, we can take steps to protect these vulnerable animals and ensure that future generations can continue to marvel at their strange and wonderful existence. If you enjoyed learning about sea cucumbers, stay tuned for more exciting content. Click here to learn about another bizarre deep-sea creature. Thanks for watching! Acorn worms have a unique feeding strategy that allows them to survive in the intertidal zone. They are filter feeders, which means that they use their tentacles to capture plankton and other small organisms that are floating in the water. One type of sea cucumber found in this zone is the deep sea cucumber. These sea cucumbers have a unique adaptation that allows them to survive in the high-pressure environment of the deep sea. Coastal development, pollution, and climate change can all have detrimental effects on sea cucumber habitats. For example, the construction of coastal structures can destroy sea beds and other coastal ecosystems where sea cucumbers live. Pollution from land-based sources such as sewage and agricultural runoff can also harm sea cucumbers and their habitats. Climate change is causing rising sea levels and ocean acidification, which can impact the growth and survival of sea cucumbers. Their bodies are filled with a gelatinous substance that helps to protect their internal organs from being crushed. In addition, some species of sea cucumber have tentacles around their mouth that they use to capture food. During their lifetime, sea cucumbers grow by adding new segments to their body, which allows them to increase in size over time. They are thought to have various health benefits, including anti-inflammatory and immune-boosting properties. However, there is limited scientific evidence to support these claims. The harvesting of sea cucumbers for food can have negative impacts on marine ecosystems. Overharvesting can lead to a decrease in sea cucumber populations, which can disrupt the balance of the ecosystem and negatively affect other organisms. Additionally, the methods used to harvest sea cucumbers can damage the habitat and impact other species. For example, bottom trawling, which is a common method used to catch sea cucumbers, can destroy coral reefs and other sensitive habitats. This typically occurs during the spring and summer months, when temperatures are warmer. Once the eggs are released, they drift in the water as plankton until they settle on a suitable surface to begin their development. They are also known to consume foraminophora, which are single-celled organisms that live in marine sediments. Sea cucumbers have specialized digestive systems that allow them to break down and absorb nutrients from organic matter. The abyssal zone is home to a variety of sea cucumber species, including the sea spider. Sea spider lives in the deepest parts of the ocean where it feeds on organic matter that falls from the surface waters above. These sea cucumbers are often found in areas with high concentrations of manganese nodules, which are rich in metals such as manganese and iron. They have a large stomach that can expand to hold a significant amount of food. In addition, they have enzymes that help break down complex organic molecules. Once the food has been digested, the sea cucumber absorbs the nutrients and excretes any waste products through its anus. The larvae are bilaterally symmetrical and have a distinctive shape known as a torus. Sea cucumbers can be found in a variety of habitats, each with its own unique characteristics. Let us take a closer look at some of these habitats and the types of sea cucumbers that live there. As they grow, the larvae undergo a series of transformations before developing into juvenile sea cucumbers. These sea cucumbers typically inhabit the seafloor at depths ranging from a few meters in shallow waters to over 10,000 meters in deep waters. They are well adapted to survive in a wide range of environments, including coral reefs, seagrass beds, and deep-sea trenches. In fact, some species of sea cucumber are among the deepest dwelling. By doing so, they prevent the buildup of organic debris, which could otherwise lead to oxygen depletion and the death of other marine life. Additionally, their feeding activities aerate the seafloor, which helps to increase the amount of oxygen and nutrients available to other organisms. This substance can deter potential predators and even blind them temporarily. In addition, some sea cucumber species can release crushed calcium carbonate plates found in their endoskeleton. These plates are normally used for support and protection, but when released externally, they form a cloud of sharp shards around the sea cucumber, providing an additional layer of defense against predators. Once the sea cucumber has expelled its organs, it can regenerate them over time. However, in some cases, the process can take up to 2 years. Their bodies are typically cylindrical, but some species have a more bulbous shape. One of the most distinctive features of sea cucumbers is their leathery skin, which is usually covered in small scales or granules. In some cases, the skin can be smooth, while in others it can be rough or even hairy. And although they are called cucumbers, these creatures aren't closely related to cucumbers at all. Instead, they're more closely related to starfish and sea urchins. Other common names for this species include the Atlantic sea cucumber and the sandfish. They belong to the family Holothuridae, also known as the heart urchins. These sea cucumbers are part of a larger group called the echinoderms, which also includes starfish, sea urchins, and sea lilies. Today, we'll be learning about the sea cucumber, the deep sea's living vacuum. First, we'll look at its scientific classification and unique characteristics. Then we'll learn about its habitat, life cycle, and feeding habits. Finally, we'll discuss its conservation status and the threats it faces. This particular type of sea cucumber belongs to the class Holothuroidea, which includes over 1,700 species found in all oceans worldwide. Now let's take a closer look at its physical characteristics. One of the most unusual adaptations of sea cucumbers is their ability to expel their internal organs, also known as sea cucumbers play a vital role in maintaining the health of marine ecosystems as they are detritivores, meaning they feed on dead organic matter. These creatures are primarily found in the Atlantic Ocean, where they are common throughout the western and central regions. In general, sea cucumbers prefer to live in areas with a high concentration of organic matter, as this provides them with a ready source of food. Sea cucumbers are dioecious, which means that there are separate male and female individuals. The lifespan of a sea cucumber can vary depending on the species. However, in most cases, they live for 5 to 10 years. Sea cucumbers are primarily nocturnal, which means they are most active during the night. As we mentioned earlier, sea cucumbers are detritivorous, which means they feed on dead organic matter, including algae, bacteria, and other microscopic organisms. It's not just the deep sea that gets all the fun. First, we have the abyssal zone. This is the deepest part of the ocean where light cannot penetrate. Next, we have the bathyal zone. This is the region of the ocean between the abyssal zone and the neritic zone. And finally, we have the intertidal zone. Although sea cucumbers themselves are not considered a delicacy, they are a popular ingredient in traditional medicine in some cultures. Habitat destruction is another major threat to sea cucumber populations. So, there you have it, a deep dive into the bizarre world of sea cucumbers.